Hey everybody, update on my third backrest for my Kawasaki Versys. Quick view of it. What I've done to improve upon my first design, which here it is what I've done is I've taken the idea of a sliding backrest for the driver, or, wow that's hot, hang on, I'll put on a glove. Well anyway, the sliding backrest that used to be on old Japanese bikes for passenger or driver seemed like a pretty good idea, considering every once in a while I'll have to give someone a ride. So I thought, well, if I have a solid backrest like that one, which just bolted on right here on both sides, well, I can't really give anyone a ride because it's bolted on. So the sliding one here, it'll slide back for the passenger and slide forward when you pull on it evenly on both sides. It's hot right there because I just welded that piece on a minute ago. If you pull on both sides, it slides right up to driver position. And I've got some brackets I made back here, and I got a nut welded on there with a thumb screw, and it keeps it tight and it won't move. And this little piece here, I just cut a piece of square tube apart, cut an angle in it. I did actually have to cut it down the middle and shrink it a little bit. Well, I didn't need to, but I thought it'd work better if it was a little bit smaller. And I've got a little bit of wiggle room in there, and I'm going to put some rubber washers in, and then this will pivot forward just a little bit, and it'll tilt all the way up. That way if I'm reclined, I'm okay, or if I'm sitting normally, I'm okay. If I'm leaned forward back in the seat, I'm alright. Which, it seems like I wouldn't need it to lean forward, but the more spots you can find on a bike to put your feet and change your body mechanics, the better. It'll help you ride farther. But that is a backrest so far. This ugly little bracket here was part of my original sliding backrest idea. And what I did, I've welded a few pieces on here just for testing my heat on my welder. What I did was I had the Rotopax bracket welded onto it right here so that the 3 bolts for the Rotopax bracket would also hold most of the sliding backrest on. I've also got some little foot tabs right there in the front that would bolt to that front bolt there. Problem with this was it didn't really line up, and the tubes that you can see I have welded on here, the tubes were aimed so high it came up above the seat by about 3 inches, and then my luggage back there on the grill was up in the air. With this backrest I have now, it's a little bit more words. It's a little bit better for the luggage, like this backrest is. This was actually very good with the luggage, except it was not adjustable, and I didn't think it was as comfortable as it needed to be. In the back, the luggage will actually rest on the seat and also rest on the luggage rack. There's a little gap there. So in the back it's supported very well, and in the front it's actually level by incredible mechanical skill, I'm sure, and an insane amount of luck. It's actually level with the front of the passenger pillion. So after I get this all buffed off, I got to take an edge off of there. It should nestle that luggage in this area real nice, but gonna have to cut those off real quick. But I would set that on there to show you, but I'm pretty sure it'll melt this will melt that vinyl because it's still a little bit hot. Once I get the backrest in and I get everything bolted up, I'll make another video right before I throw it into paint. And right now everything's just Rust-Oleum painted. It's temporary. It's just to get me through this riding season, because what I'd really like to do is use Duracoat gun paint on it. It's absolutely tough as nails. This thing actually has that paint on it. I've actually dropped that on the floor and it didn't chip, it didn't scrape. The only problem with Duracoat is the 6 to 8 week cure time. But it's worth it. It's a satin black is what this one's painted with. But as you can see, this one, I'll just hold it up to the bike, bolts right to that rack also. It's all right, but a lot of things end up in the pile of broken dreams. Well, until I get a little more done on the bike, I will see you later.